Hey guys, and welcome back. Today is more of a very chill episode where I'm going to be taking you around all of my setups, explaining exactly what is going on with the Nano gallery that's behind me. These tanks are part of Project Nano. If you guys haven't seen the videos yet, they are available on my channel. So all this has been given to me by one of my sponsors, which is ADS. It's Aqua Designer Shop that are located in Paris. So these tanks being 11 to 12 litres, they are quite small, and from my point of view, they're not suitable for fish. So some people are going to argue with that. I don't really care. So these tanks, I'm only going to be putting shrimp in them. So right now I have shrimp coming for this one this week, so I'm quite excited for that. But right now I have some orange shrimp in this Emoiscape, and I have some blue velvet shrimp in this one. I do get asked a lot if these tanks are running with CO2. They are not. The whole point of Project Nano is to show what can be done in small, low-tech setups. So right now they are doing quite well. I do have a little bit of algae in this tank right now. That's fine. It is dying down. It is getting better. I'm feeding a lot of powdered food in this tank, and there's a lot of organic matter that's floating around. So that's promoting algae growth right now. So we're going to take a closer look at this tank. What exactly do I have in this tank plant wise? So carpeting plants, I have Monte Carlo, which right now I do have the trim, but there are so many baby shrimp in this tank right now that I'm kind of slacking on trimming, because when I do pick them out, I spend 2 hours picking out some of the babies as well. So I have Monte Carlo, I have Salvinia. This is a mini version of Salvinia, so it's not gonna be any taller than what you see right now, but it does need a big trim back. And in the background, which the red plants, is Rotala Laos. Hardscape wise, I just have some dragonwood right now, and like I said earlier, it is kind of covered in algae right now, but that's okay. I do have a lot of baby shrimp in here. The shrimp right now, this tank is overpopulated. I am aware of that, and I'm actually scaping a new tank for them, but we're gonna check that out a little bit later. Okay, so moving on to the next scape. This one is, right now, this is my current favorite. I really like the way it looks. So this is an Emoiscape I made, I don't know, something like 2 to 3 months ago now. And it's doing really well. The carpeting plants have grown in quite a lot. Now all the shrimp have decided to hurry to the back of the tank as soon as they've seen me. So I do have some orange sun-kissed shrimp in here. So I have a group of 7, I believe, which doesn't look like it right now because they're all hiding. Plant-wise in this tank, well, there's only one because it's a classic iwagumi, so it is dwarf hairgrass. And hardscape-wise, I have 3 pieces of serious stone in here. So I also keep pond snails in all my scapes because they're extremely useful to, they're a great cleanup crew. I also have 1 blue shrimp in here, and I have no idea how she got in. And she's actually, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but she's actually holding quite a lot of eggs. So I'm going to have to transfer her back into the other tank. I believe maybe she got in with, I don't know, the net. I have no idea. So yeah, I'm going to have to put her back. If you guys are interested in how I grew all this hairgrass, what was the whole process for this tank to look like this in only about a month and a half, you can watch the Project Nano videos that are available on my channel. I show in detail what I do for a whole month for the tank to grow this way, to keep algae free. So all that information is available in the Project Nano videos. So I'm not going to go over that in today's video. Okay, so next up is this mini Dutchcape. I really like this one. It's kind of different because a lot of people think that, you can't really have a heavily planted tank without CO2, which is very untrue because it's possible. You just, need to follow the right steps to be able to do so. So again, there is a video that is available on my channel for each of these tanks. next one is kind of a slower one to develop because obviously this scape isn't running with CO2. So what CO2 does is it's going to accelerate the plant growth a lot. It's going to, provide a lot more density than what this tank has now, but eventually in time it will get there. So I'm fertilizing, quite a bit in this tank, and I'm really playing around with the light at the moment because more intensity doesn't mean more growth. So I'm still trying to find the perfect balance for this tank, but I am getting there. This tank right now, as you see it, is around about 2 months old. So it's still kind of young, and I'm still balancing the light quite a lot. So what do I use in my tank? So I use liquid carbo, which is, kind of liquid CO2. It has nothing to do with the compressed CO2. A lot of people have this false impression if you use liquid CO2, it's just like the compressed version. It's not, it's extremely different. I actually use this not as a fertilizer, but as a mild algicide. So it's really going to help you limit kind of algae in your aquariums. Algae does not like this. I've got rid of a lot of algae in my tanks just by using this product alone. So if you have a massive algae outbreak, obviously you need to find out why you have a massive outbreak, if it's light, if it's excess nutrients, if you're not on top of your water changes. But if, you're like me and you regularly maintain your aquascapes and you still have just a little bit of algae and, it's just taking away from your scape, not that there's anything wrong with algae, you can use these kind of products. So again, this was given to me by my sponsor. There are a lot of different brands. You don't have to go with this one. This one I find is great. It works great. And it's also shrimp safe, which is important. I mainly use right now because the tanks are very young, right? They're under the 4-month mark for most of them. I'm just using what I showed, which is carbo, but I also use occasionally, I use these. So again, these were sent to me by my sponsor. You don't need this brand. You can use any other brand really of your liking. But this is what I'm using right now for reds and for greens. The results are great. Again, the tank being so small, I have to be careful not to overdose these kind of fertilizers because they are quite strong. But so far so good. So I have a good assortment of plants in here. I have Pogastemon, I have Rotala bonsai, I have different types of Rotala. So if you guys are interested in having the complete plant list of what is inside this tank, it is again available on the Project Nano videos. I'm not going to name all the plants inside the tanks. Okay, so we're done with all the tanks of the gallery. There will probably be an update video when I've finished building this whole thing. Guys, if you're interested in the lights, the filters, the tank, they are linked in the Project Nano videos. You can find out more information on all the material I use for the gallery in those videos. Okay, so on to the shelves. So this tank I've had and I've scaped about 3-4 months ago. So this whole tank is part of a kit. It's a kit from Superfish. I don't know if they still make it. I think they still do, maybe a newer version because this tank is quite old. So this is the Scaper 45 from Superfish, and I've swapped the filter that came with this tank for kind of a smaller internal filter, and then it's running also with a small nano heater. Is a small group of shrimp, my auto cinklets, and my senior fish, which are my neon tetras that I've had for the last 6 years. I have quite a lot of different plants in here. I have bucephalandras, Pindifida, I have a lot of weeping moss, and a bunch of other small epiphytes as well. This tank has been running with CO2 for about a month. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push the growth of certain of my epiphyte plants, being the Pindifida. Right now it's just run out today. I do have to swap the refill, but it's doing quite well. I've had some algae issues recently, but it's gotten better and it's slowly dying down. So as I was saying, these are the last of my neon tetras. I've kind of put them in a smaller tank because they've really slowed down quite a lot. this last year. They're now 6 years old, so I'm trying to like feed them a lot of quality food, keep them nice and warm inside this tank. And yeah, let's hope I can keep them a little while longer. But 6 years is not too bad for a neon tetra. There are studies that show that they can live up to 10 years in captivity. I don't know. These ones are 6 years old, and you know, 6 years is quite good for, you know, some local store-bought neon tetras. You know, sometimes they don't have the best genetics and they do come sick sometimes. So I do want to say that these fish, this whole group of fish and shrimp I had, were actually in a much bigger tank at the start of this year. Some of you guys that have been following me since do know that they were in a 60 that I had. The 60 actually ended up cracking at the top of the tank, so it was kind of an urgent period where I had to transfer all my plants and my fish into this tank, which is smaller. I do plan on, you know, having some bigger builds at the end of this year, so I'm hoping I will be able to put my neons in a bigger tank by the end of this year. But for now, they will be staying in this tank, which is on the smaller side, but again, they are quite old. So this one is the smallest tank, if we can call it that, I have. It's actually a jar that I made not long ago on my channel. I don't do much to this tank. I only top it off like once a week because there's just, you know, 3 or 4 pond snails in here that help me keep it clean, and weeping moss. So it's very low tech and low maintenance. So yeah, not much to say about this tank. It's just running with your regular clip-on light. I believe it's like 1.5 watts, and it stays on for about 6 hours a day. It's on a timer like all my other lights. And yeah, that's not much to say about this one. So regularly I've been asked about my cable management for this racking system, how it's holding, how I hid the cables. So the cables are just running behind these metal structures, and I've strapped them with special straps. And for the plugs, everything is in this magnetic box. So it kind of helps me keep everything clean and with a minimalistic look. So there are ventilation holes because, you know, sometimes the plugs from the lights can heat quite a bit. So yeah, it's just in this small box. This tank is the most recent one I've scaped. It's actually dark cycling at the moment, so obviously the light is on for the purposes of this video. This tank is for the overpopulation of shrimp that we saw earlier, so a good part of the colony will be going inside this bigger tank, so they will have a lot more room. So not much to say on this tank. I will be planting it in maybe 1 to 2 weeks, but I will be doing videos on this tank, so I'm not going to say too much about it just yet. What I can say is, well, it's still cycling. Yeah, everything is going well. There's no big issues whatsoever. It's a 32 litre, and you will be seeing it very soon on my channel. So onto the last tank. So some of you that have been following me now do know that this is and was my CO2 tank. Right now it's not currently running with any CO2 whatsoever. I actually stopped this CO2 in this tank because, well, I moved in quite recently and I'm not used to having so many windows everywhere. And when I did set it up, it was, you know, winter and there was not a lot of light coming in from the windows. Now that we're kind of coming into spring, summer, there's a lot more light, and there is so much light that I've actually decided to take CO2 out because I start to get algae issues. So right now I'm kind of rebalancing the tank and adjusting the light. This tank is a 35 litre. Again, it's running with your regular Nano filter, a heater because there is my betta in here. So I've made, again, quite a lot of videos on this tank that you can find on my channel. This is Dimitri. He is my rescue better. Right now he is actually quite hungry. As you can see, he's asking for food. This is a Dutch style planted tank. Right now I'm still doing quite a lot of work on it, so you can see there are some bare sections here, but yeah, I'm gradually getting there with time. I did also forget to mention that none of my tanks run with reversed osmosis water. All my tanks run with water exclusively from the tap, and they're doing quite well. And right now where I am, I don't have I can't actually set up that kind of system. It's just not convenient, so I will be exclusively running with tap water for the rest of my stay in this house. So again, guys, if you're interested in the plants inside this tank, they are listed in the original video for this tank, so you have the whole list of material, where the tank is from, everything I'm using is listed in that video. Okay guys, so it is the end of this tank tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next Monday for a new video.